Hello, we're back. Hello, hello, hello. Back from reality. Where goes gravity? Anyway. Okay. What did I press? Okay.
My name is Dr. Glenn Pierce, and by now you may have realised that all of this has happened exactly the way it was supposed to. You see,
What the fudge happened?
every
What the fudge happened? Blackout? Is that where it was? Maybe. I don't remember where it was, actually.
Hello, and welcome to the Superliminal Developer Commentary. I'm Albert, Game Director of Superliminal. Myself and the rest of the team will be popping up every now and then as you play. With subtitles open, you can see who is talking and what their role on the game is.
Hello, my name is Dr. Glenn Pierce, and despite touring the Waterfall Serenity Zone in the previous section you've just completed, you may still be experiencing feelings of worthlessness and self-doubt. Why do I feel like everything is going wrong, even when the sun is shining?
Hi, I'm Logan, and I'm level designer on Superliminal. This level came about because we explored the idea of the game being an anthology of different stories, one story for each level. This level was the horror level, and I immediately knew what it would be about: getting the player to be scared of their own shadow. None of the scares are actually real, but the player doesn't know that right away. We scrapped the anthology idea, but this level worked so well that we kept it.
It remembered that I got all of them. Nice.
One aspect we wanted to explore and draw from was movie scene cuts. Basically, how a match cut in a movie might make sense in a game. This next moment is a good example. Carefully watch the cloud in the distance. You'll see that it cuts to a new scene.
Boo.
Boo.
Yeah. Okay, we've already explored this area. I don't know how far we got, but we got pretty far. I'd like to think.
Hello, my name is Dr. Glenn Pierce, and I'd like to talk more about the feelings of worthlessness and self-doubt I mentioned before. You feel this way because you want the kind of happy life you see all around you, the kind you know everyone else is enjoying. And that's exactly why we're here to help.
Warning. You were advised to subject yourself to explosive mental overload by descending into additional dreams but have now descended into a dream.
The object used in this puzzle was originally a flashlight, but unfortunately, because of how the mechanic works, it always placed the flashlight at the end of the room, which is not a particularly useful position for a flashlight. We tried a couple of things, but finally decided to switch to an object that could glow from both ends.
Dang it.
Did you know that unintentional multi-dream layering occurs in less than 1% of patients? This correlates strongly with the 99% of patients who are able to follow simple instructions from the
When I prototyped this part, there was going to be a shadow of a monster on the wall that turned out to be a bunch of random objects when the lights turned on. The shadow always looked silly though, so eventually the reveal became the blood actually being red paint.
Hi, my name is Ryan, and I was the principal artist on Superliminal.
Hi there, I'm Steve, the art director of Superliminal.
This room was one of the biggest technical challenges we had in the game.
Originally, this was one huge room, but turning our dynamic lights all on abruptly killed the frame rate, so we ended up chopping the room into smaller areas so we could hide and unhide objects from the player's view once the lights turned back on. This would lessen the amount of objects getting hit by lights at the given time, thus saving on performance.
Yeah, I remember Phil even tried teleporting the player to a completely new room, but that change-up was a bit too visually obvious, and we eventually realized that chopping up the room was the answer.
Loading? Oh, that has question marks now.
We wanted to do a unique alarm clock for each level, but this is the only one that survived that idea. We wanted to do a unique alarm clock for each level, but this is the only one that survived that idea.
That's right, we made it to clone. Oh, I can pull these now. Okay.
Part of breaking expectations is changing your definition of an object. A door, which usually keeps people out, becomes a flight of stairs if it is cloned enough times.
Attention, Dr. Pierce requires you to note the following risks of treason.
Hi, my name's Chris. I was the producer and designer on Superliminal.
Quantitative and qualitative.
Yeah, so this right-click to return sign that I bet you didn't even notice is one of the most unread signs in the game. It comes up later, and it's also one of the most unread signs in the game there too.
Cannot be understood.
Let's talk about the smiley face. Because our goal was to break people's expectations, we prototyped a lot of weird moments like these. Some of them didn't work because they felt too meta. They would actually take people out of the game experience. This one, however, stayed because it was just subtle enough and playful enough that you could see it as a bout of insanity.
No comment on that? Okay, whatever. This is where I left off, guys. This is where I left off. Alright. Wait. How do I do it now? Now that this doesn't clone. Don't tell me I need to bring an apple all the way. No. Crap! I just lost my only apple. How am I supposed to do this? Do I need to keep it in here? This light? Damn it. Damn it. No! Can I get an apple further? In fact, is there a way I can push this one out? So this one can be pushed out. Because if I can push this one out, it's not going anywhere. Or is there a way to break them? Nope, the fan's being powered by nothing. Okay, I'm restarting the level. After clone. Because that is a nightmare. A nightmare that cannot be solved.
Hello, and welcome. Myself and the rest of the team will be popping up every now and then as you play. With subtitles
I'm
open,
streaming.
you can see who is talking and what their role on the game is.
I'm streaming. I really hope that did not mess up the audio. Fudge. It's okay. Oh, thank God, we're still going. Okay. They cannot hear you, no. Do you want them to? No, they don't. By a bit, do you mean 2 hours? Because in 2 hours, I'll be at Papa's and Grandma's. Or, sorry, my grandpa and grandma's house. Yeah, sorry.
Hi, I'm Logan, and I'm
I
level
told them
designer
I'd
on
come over
Superliminal.
today.
This room kind of happened by accident. We originally just put a cloud video texture as placeholder as a way to expand on the cloud motif. It ended up working so well and fitting the tone so well that we made this a private theater room in the sleep clinic. It evokes a nostalgic and relaxing but slightly creepy feeling which seemed to fit the game
Hi!
perfectly.
Hello! I don't know if I ever heard your voice. Maybe I have.
Hello, my name is Dr. Glenn Pierce. This is a notification that you have reappeared on our monitoring system after a prolonged
I
absence.
don't remember it. Damn it.
Please continue
Dang,
to do
it's been
whatever
so
you
long.
did most recently, and discontinue whatever you were doing immediately prior to that.
Oh, so cute. So cute. Your voice is cute. That's what happened. What? No. Why is that good? Cranky? I don't get that cranky.
Hey, this is Matt. I did the music and sound. The sound effects that
Don't make
probably
me
took
upset.
most tweaking were definitely all
I
associated
don't
with
get that
the
cranky.
resizable objects. For them, I had to make a collision matrix so that the sound of you dropping a box or a cube would smoothly change from its smallest to its largest size.
Superliminal.
And anywhere in between. So to achieve that, there were lots of different layers of the sounds.
Yes, 'cause
Lots
there's
of
2
automated
modes that I
pitch
haven't played
shifting,
yet.
Speeding up, slowing down, lots of crossfading between different layers of the sound, and a lot of trial and error to get it feeling right inside the game.
No, I'm listening to the developer notes. Duh. I think I passed out before Princess.
Hello, my name is Dr. Glenn Pierce. In addition to continuing and discontinuing as mentioned earlier, please also
may be
disregard
nocturnal, but I
any
cannot do that.
unsettling experiences that you may have recently had. Everything should have now reverted
I know
to
you
being
did.
soothing and therapeutic. If this is not the case, you may be
Is that why you
receiving
left?
this message in error.
You left the call. Oh, that's interesting. My phone did not do that. Because I was still in the... What? I'm sorry, what? Do you not like do you not like people hearing you sleep? What? Say that one more time, but slower, please. Or louder. Also, did I tell you your voice is cute? Yeah, I'm talking about you. Who else would I be talking about? Henry's is only a little cute. His other aspects of him is cute.
Hello, my name is Dr. Glenn Pierce, and I'd like to read you my favorite inspirational quote by me.
No, he's
The
not.
worst thing you can do is
This puzzle existed for a long time, but it took a while to figure out what the art was going to be, because the bouncy castle used to just be a weird L-shaped block. Eventually, we landed on the pool motif and the bouncy castle, and added a little bit where you go inside the vent.
Whatever you do, don't focus on that.
What if I want to focus on it? Are you watching the stream? Are you watching the stream, Henry? Could you just hear it through my mic then? How the fudge do I fit in this dang thing? Oh my god! It's either too big or too small. What the fudge? And don't you dare say that's what he said or anything like that. That's not even better. It's just as bad. Aha, I'm in. No, I'm not. I'm surprised you haven't said anything. I'm not in. Not in. You sure do love your trucks, don't you? You sure do love your trucks, don't you? Never mind. Just totally ignored me. You do love your trucks, don't you? Only kinda. What is your dream truck? It's gonna be a long time before you get that. What about the house? For your family's house? What? For your family's house? Oh, for the car. I said, what about the house? And then he said, babe, it's a family auction. Or, not a family auction. He said, babe, it's a, something auction. And I was like, what? What drugs have you been on?
Hello, my name is Dr. Glenn Pierce.
Changing the player size through portals has a couple of weird side effects when it comes to programming. You have the obvious ones, such as needing to change the player collider, movement speed, jump height, and mantling distance. You have a couple of less obscure ones, such as needing to change the camera's far and near clip planes, so geometry is less likely to clip through your camera as you get smaller. Another interesting one we'll talk about later.
Yeah, I wouldn't buy that unless you have new fuel lines to put in it. if I were you. You still need new fuel lines. Like, that's not gonna cut it. But I mean, there might not be parts for it. What's going on? Potato? Potato.
Another weird thing about player resizing is that gravity is actually constant across all sizes. So imagine you're in the perspective of an ant, and a giant shoe is coming down from the sky to step on you. That shoe in your mind might take a couple seconds, but in real life, it would be instant. Whatever size you are, large objects traveling through space should feel like they are moving slowly. So when we change the player size, we're actually also adjusting gravity in order to compensate for this as well. This is physically incorrect, but this feels better for the player.
If you think I can understand a word you said, you're wrong. Hey Kai, do you speak Spanish? You're... I don't understand Spanish, and I'm not going to learn. Unless you teach me when we finally meet. Probably not. No offense. I just told you. Probably not. No offense. Oh. What happened? What happened to the, to you giving us a warning when your parents are there? You still never give a warning anymore. Oh.
Hi, my name is Ryan, and I was the principal artist on Superliminal. So that's my cat.
Yeah.
His name is
Yeah, I
Finn,
do.
and he's a good boy.
So was that your
And
dad?
we only had a day or two left before finishing the game, and we needed to figure out what kind of posters to put in our elevators.
So was
I
that your dad
decided to have a
then?
little bit of fun with it, and this is by far my favorite, of course. The Cardboard Lovers Association also makes a nice little nod
So
to
was
the
that your dad
Cardboard
then?
Dollhouse.
You didn't answer me. I'm gonna keep asking until you answer me. So was that your dad then? Okay, that's all I needed. Mm-hmm. What about owning a dog? I thought you wanted a dog.
Hi, this is Will O'Neill, and I was the writer on Superliminal. The emergency exit protocol is the shortest lived character in the game, but my heart really goes out to him. Because just like a triangle player in an orchestra, he has precisely one job and he waits patiently for his moment to do it, only of course to have it snatched away just as that moment arrives. I think many people can identify with this feeling.
Why?
Emergency exit protocol initiated. Please prepare to conclude your Somnasculpt experience in 10,
Why?
9, 8. Error. Error log.
Yeah, none of them can hear
Orientation
you.
protocol.
Stand by for analysis.
You're on my headphones. Okay, and that's the point. I'm not leaving. He's leaving.
Error analysis complete. You are exhibiting signs consistent with an increase in fear, hopelessness, and frustration. This is inconceivable, as Somnasculpt therapy is proven to correlate with a decrease in these
Don't
emotions.
put this on me.
Hypothesis. Patient was improperly oriented.
No.
Conclusion.
No, I'm not.
Impossible. Reformulating. Improved
I also
hypothesis.
hate it.
Patient requires additional Somnasculpt therapy. Conclusion. Emergency
No,
exit
I really
protocol
don't.
cannot proceed. Emergency exit protocol has been emergency destroyed. Instruction. Continue with Somnasculpt therapy indefinitely on an independent basis, as all orientation resources have been exhausted. This concludes your standard orientation protocol. Goodbye.
Why? Why? What do you watch when you eat? That's a good starter point. Matterhorn Cafe? Oh, I thought you said Matterhorn. I was gonna say, if you're a Matterhorn, then you are rich as fudge. Matterhorn is good. The Matterhorn ride looks good. You just said steak? I love steak. Why did he sound British when he said I do? That's unique. Kai, did you hear me?
Hello, my name is Dr. Glenn Pierce. Thank you for completing the Somnasculpt Standard Orientation Protocol. Before you begin
Yeah,
the first
I
phase of therapy,
study-
I'd like to
I
briefly
study
describe
accents.
the finite and fragile nature of the dream state.
Hey, I'm from the Midwest. Get over it. Yeah, I do know what cornbread is, actually. What do you mean the... Yes, or no, actually. I haven't looked it up. Well, I can notice accents. Like you, Henry, you don't really... I wouldn't either. Like you, Henry... Like you, Henry, you don't really have an accent. You still kind of have a little bit, but...
Of course,
Maybe
nothing
that's
is
why you
more
don't really have
challenging
an
than the
accent.
difficulty of changing perspective, of fundamentally altering your perceptions
It's ironic
in a
you
way
would
that
think
will
English
enable
is your
you to
second
face
language, but I
dire
guess you've lived here for so long
trial-by-fire
that
scenarios
Spanish is...
with solutions that could not be found otherwise.
You just said second. You just said second. I heard Spanish. Kai, back me up. Kai, back me up. Okay, thanks for your help, Kai. I said back me up! Damn it. Damn it. Ah! Oh, you want to talk about country? Well, come to the actual country. You wanna talk about country? Then actually come to the country. The Midwest is the countryside. Midwest is the countryside.
The music throughout
If
the
you wanna
game
come to the
really
country,
goes
go to
through a
the
significant
Midwest.
transformation, but the piano is always there to guide you.
So am I.
Even
Kansas
music
is legit the
darker,
city,
more
or no,
electronic,
not city,
it
the
always
state
has the
of
melody,
cows.
or at least
Legit.
a really significant role to play. It changes as you progress through the game. Switch to different types of piano, starting out with a piano fiddle.
Go to Kansas. It's all farmland. There's
Later,
nothing
switching
but
to a more
farmland.
modern sounding instrument. I double it with prepared piano sounds sometimes. I use felt piano and gradually more reverbs and delays.
You guys are known for
as the
food.
game
We're known for
At
farmland.
the heart of each piece is the piano.
Kansas is legit known for farmland. Look up Wizard of Oz. No, that's farmland. That's farmland. We're not in Kansas anymore, Toto. Kansas. Not Texas. What? It might have been, but it's supposed to be betraying Kansas. Which Kansas, because Kansas is in Tornado Alley, partially. It's still in Tornado Alley, partially. And most of them are from Texas. But most tornadoes happen near Tornado Alley. Most of them. And that's because Tornado Alley is the most active Tornado Alley there is. But now it's become inactive over the past few years. Like, I haven't heard about a tornado in a hot while in Tornado Alley. Have you? I didn't hear about that one. Oh. That's not Tornado Alley. That's not Tornado Alley, though. You just proved my point. You proved my point. Which part of Texas? Hold on. Let me double check. Because I thought Tornado Alley went up to the right. Because that would make sense why Missouri's in it if it goes up to the right. Yeah, the least active alley, but eh. Oh, we're in 2026. What the fudge are you asking? People are saying Tornado... Okay, people are saying Tornado Alley is shifting. Like, if it is actually shifting, then my whole entire state is in the freaking Tornado Alley. The whole entire freaking state of Missouri. What happened? What?
Finally, while we respect the unique progress of every patient, you must understand that it is possible to completely exhaust your supply of dreams, thereby entering a state in which you will not be able to wake up, even with the help of triggering mechanisms.
Hi there, I'm Steve, the art director of Superliminal.
The original idea for Labyrinth was to explore earlier areas, but with a new spin on them. Sometimes it was a matter of adding new interactive moments to turn things on their head, while for others, we would take existing locales and give them a new look of paint and set dressing. Something familiar, yet fresh and unexpected.
That instability is perfect for the mood and for general world building too.
I don't even know what Ohio
Value
value
bringing
is.
different experiences with them to the dream state. We wanted to reflect that.
Hi, my name is Phil Fortier, and I was the graphics programmer on Superliminal, and I also worked on some of the Easter egg design. So one day, for
Also, you
whatever
do
reason,
realize
I was looking
Dixie is the most likely to
reference material
produce
for
a
astral
nocturne
planes on the
tornado,
internet.
not a daytime tornado.
And
We're talking
one of the
about any
results
kind of tornado.
was the astral plane that appears in the
Tornado
TV
Alley
show,
produces
The LA.
all of them,
And
no matter
at the
what.
same time, we were trying to figure out different optical
Like-
illusions we could use for the Easter eggs that were different from
Nocturne.
the main gameplay.
Yeah, it's deadly,
And
but it's not the most active.
astral plane in the OA has stars and a reflective floor, and so that was kind of the inspiration for the
It's
star
been getting
rings here.
more active, yes, but it's not
And
the most
the
active.
goal for these was that they would be hidden in plain sight, so you could play through the game
Why is that?
and not even notice them if you're not being careful and observant. But if you look around, then you might find one.
Where's that?
The way we made the star rooms try to fit into the game narrative is that Dr. Pierce, while designing these dream levels, it's a lot of work, so occasionally he would need to take
Canada! It doesn't
lie
go
down,
up that
close
far
his
anymore.
eyes, meditate a bit,
They moved it down.
and so he hid these star rooms in the levels that potentially only he could.
Doesn't even cover North Dakota.
And it kind of
It
reminded
only
me
covers-
of MoMA in New York
No.
once, and they had a
No,
relaxation
no.
room that was
It
kind of
only
dark. People
covers-
could lie on the ground and look up at
Only covers.
projected things on the walls.
It only
And that
covers
was kind of
Missouri,
like
the state
visual
below Missouri,
thing I was going
Texas, and that's about it. It goes to Atlanta basically though. It covers a bit of Columbia. Covers Dallas completely, from what it looks like. Yeah. It's a bit in Atlanta now. It's not Tornado Alley. In fact, Tornado Alley covers almost to Washington from what it looks like. Holy crap. Because look, here, I'll send you the updated map of Tornado Alley.
So when I joined the project, this infinite elevator sequence wasn't actually infinite. It was just a very large block of
That's Tornado
20
Alley.
by 10 elevators. And the performance, as a result, wasn't very good. And the illusion could be ruined if you walked all the way to one side.
They extended Tornado
So one of the
Alley.
things I did was actually make it infinite. So there's a much smaller block of real elevators, and the player gets teleported seamlessly by portals on each end.
Tornado Alley is now claiming parts of Dixie Alley
And so
because Dixie
the end
Alley is
result
becoming
is
way too
an
active to
infinite
call
elevator
Dixie
sequence
Alley
that you can
anymore.
just go in one direction forever.
Why'd you say dang it?
So So when I joined the project, this infinite elevator sequence wasn't actually infinite. It was just a very large block of, I don't know, 20 by 10 elevators. And the performance, as a result, wasn't very good. And the illusion could be ruined if you walked all the way to one side. So one of the things I did was actually make it infinite. So there's a much smaller block of real elevators, and the player gets teleported seamlessly by portals on each end. And so the end result is an infinite elevator sequence that you can just go in one direction forever.
It consumes Texas. It didn't used to be. I promise you. That's...
Please listen carefully for the sound of an alarm clock, which will automatically play if you are approaching a destabilizing dream weight.
What did I say no to? I don't remember saying North Dakota wasn't. South, that makes sense. But now it is part of generality, so I cannot say that anymore. I live in Kansas City. Why? No. People already know what city I live in because of fudging YouTube's must tell location to everyone thing. Ugh. Lee's Summit or Kansas City, depending on which location.
This is highly unusual. It appears you have entered the Somnasculpt diagnostic framework. Patients do not have access to this dream.
What do you mean?
So coming up with the way to actually make the portal and the portal make sense for the player was a really tough problem. And we iterated on this for weeks with input from all the different team members.
No offense,
so it was really a group effort. But it was important to get it right because this is one of the pivotal moments in the game. And then another thing we had to do was figure out how to make the world degrade in a way that fit with the game's look and feel. And one day while prototyping, I just happened to accidentally assign a light map texture to one of the walls in the room. And I really liked the way it looked. Light map textures are textures generated by the engine offline to help with realistic lighting. So anyway, we ended up using this. So when the world degrades, the shafts of light breaking through the walls into the rooms, and that effect is actually driven by a light map texture from one of the other levels.
And? It's your opinion, not mine.
So coming up with the way to actually make the portal and a portal make sense for the player was a really tough problem. And we iterated on this for weeks with input from all the different team members. So it was really a group effort. But it was important to get it right because this is one of the pivotal moments in the game.
What?
And then another thing we had to do was figure out how to make the world degrade in a way that fit with the game's look and feel. And one day while prototyping, I just happened to accidentally assign a light map texture to one of the walls in the room, and I really liked the way it looked. Light map textures are textures generated by the engine offline to help with realistic lighting. So anyway, we ended up using this. So when the world degrades, the shafts of light breaking through the walls into the rooms, and that effect is actually driven by a light map texture from one of the other levels.
Creating any refrains. Explosive dream overload.
So coming up with the way to actually make the portal and the portal make sense for the player was a really tough problem. And we iterated on this for weeks with input from all the different team members. So it was really a group effort. But it was important to get it right because this is one of the pivotal moments in the game.
They got everything's turning white. Everything's turning white. Everything's turning white.
The world degrade in a way that fit with
Including
the game.
me. Why am I
The
turning
game's
white?
look and feel.
I'm mixed.
And
not
one
white.
day while prototyping, I just happened to accidentally assign a light map texture to one of the walls in the room, and I really liked the way it looked.
I thought you were
Light
trying
map
to say
textures
uh-huh.
are textures generated
And I
by
was
the
about to
engine
show you that I
offline to
am
help with
indeed.
realistic lighting. So anyway,
Mixed.
we ended up using this. So when the world degrades, the shafts of light breaking through the walls into the rooms,
Mozart.
and that effect is actually driven by a light map texture from one of the other levels.
Yeah, Mozart. Mozart. It sounds like Mozart. Okay. Interesting.
This spatio-temporal moment of wonder is brought to you by the very long but invisible rectangular portals tucked behind these empty windows,
No.
looking out into other parts of the level you may soon travel to.
I'm actually not flustered. No. See? Not flustered. No. No, I'm not. I just showed my face. I just showed my face. No, I'm not. What was that? I'm so glad I do not have you audible on stream. Otherwise, I'd have a PR nightmare. Oh my god, stop. Stop. You and I both know what that means. No. Maybe I'll call HR. See what happens. Oh, that reminds me, something we need to watch together. Jury Duty. Have you seen it? Have you seen Jury Duty? It's a show oh my god. Please let me speak. It's a show where everybody's scripted except for one person. One person doesn't know what is going on. Oh, correction. It's a show series, not a show.
Hello, my name is Dr. Glenn Pierce, and many years ago, I had a dream. I found myself in a place where I understood that each of us begins as nothing, where everything I perceived was shaped by seeing it exactly the way I wanted to. White space.
No. Oh yeah, Kai, you said you were an hour behind, right? An hour behind both me and Henry? No, wait, I thought you did. If they're not central, then they're... Check my bio. You'll find out if you're behind or ahead. Or exact time. Oh, we're in the same time. Yeah, we're in the same time zone. Yeah, we're in the same time zone. Okay. It wasn't Kai then. It must have been someone else. That's how they were an hour behind. It's Princess. They're 1 hour. I can say that with confidence. Now tell me what you want. What do you really want? Now tell you what you want. What do you really want? But I wanna ziggy 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 ziggy. Aw, if you wanna be my lover, you gotta get with my friends. Friendships last forever, cause friendships never end. If you wanna be my lover, you gotta get with my friends. Friendships last forever, cause
But in white
friendships
space,
never
I also
end.
faced the greatest challenge I could imagine. Because with a
Sorry, I'm
lifetime
having
of
an
life itself
ADHD
behind me,
moment.
and all of the weight that it
I'm having an
carried,
ADHD
I
moment.
realized that
Okay,
seeing
get over
things
it.
the way I wanted to was not as easy as it used to be.
No.
Since the universe that the players inhabit seemingly created in almost a kit-bash way while within Somnasculpt, it was a unique challenge to show the players truly a peek behind the curtains of the system. A blank canvas,
you've seen my
a
glasses
scratch
on? What?
document, an empty sticky note with some notes, little things creatively interspersed throughout. I think I derived some of the inspiration from what happens when you're playing a VR game and suddenly the game crashes to a totally white space. That feeling of disorientation, even though you understand the world around you is an illusion.
Taking them off. Taking them off. Did not work. He was not listening. He was half asleep. Exactly. You were half asleep. Exactly, you were half asleep. What in tarnation? I just walked through something that I'm walking up now. Doesn't matter, does it?
Negative space is another concept
Yes, I'm
related to
gonna be
changing
here.
expectations and changing your perceptions of an object. This puzzle works
Doesn't
really
matter,
well
does it?
because the solution is obvious in retrospect, but it takes people a couple of seconds in order to figure out. We actually had to add the looping hallway because
your
without
birthday's
it,
next week?
people would run out of things to
birthday,
do
wait.
and immediately start rubbing their bodies against the walls and come to the solution almost immediately.
How did you forget that, Henry? He told you before, didn't he? Why were you saying what's happening with that next week? Why did you have to ask that? What? I don't know what we're doing next week. I did not say anything. What do you want about? Did he take unprescribed drugs or something? I feel like he did. No, we're not. Not unless you want to call
You're
it.
well beyond dreaming now,
Wednesday.
and further out than anyone has ever come back from. But we hope that you won't get discouraged.
Oh, your
After
birthday's
all,
on a school
if this
day.
is a
Man,
place
that
of pure
sucks.
perspective,
Sorry,
isn't
bud.
it also a place where a different point of view could make anything possible? Isn't that why you came here?
I care about your birthday. Which is why I kept asking about when it was. What? What's going on? Whose anniversary? Oh, our anniversary. No, it's ours, I think. If I remember correctly. think it was me because I was stubborn and I didn't want to say yes. I think so. Double check that. Did not remember whatsoever. Ouch. That's gotta hurt. Depends, what day is it? Is it a Wednesday, a Thursday, a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday? Thanks, that helps a lot. Not. Yeah, I cannot call. Sorry. But I can chat. Oh, I hate this room. This is my least favorite room. My eyes. My eyes. Oh god. After I'm done with this, I'm getting coffee. I'm getting my coffee. Oh boy. I have coffee in the fridge. Yeah, I know it is. Thanks, Captain Obvious. Sorry, I'm a bit snappy. I haven't had my coffee break. Holy talking mushrooms. How long have you two been together? How long have you been? Yeah. Oh, dang. Nearer than me. Nearer than me. Guys, nearer than me. No.
Hello, my name is Dr. Glenn Pierce, and by now, you may have realized that all of this has happened exactly the way it was supposed to.
Hi, my name's Chris. I was the producer and designer on Superliminal. This last section was something that Logan and I worked together on for a really long time. When I first saw it, I had this great feeling for how it could be like a really nice, impactful moment. And so I got this really kind of awe-inspiring, inspirational music to put behind it. And Logan absolutely hated it. I stuck to my guns and asked him to stick with it for a while and play it for a couple of days, a couple of weeks, and see how things went. And he ended up totally coming around to my side of thinking. Initially, we were unsure if we went for this kind of pure feeling that it would just be really hokey. And I ended up reading this essay on television written by David Foster Wallace. And it really kind of encouraged me to kind of get over that sort of postmodern, too cool for anything aesthetic, and to just really go gung-ho into sort of rewarding you for ending the game by giving me something really nice.
This level was created early on. I liked the idea of giving the player some time to think about their journey rather than ending the game immediately. I knew film-like cuts would be perfect for revisiting their experience through the game. Chris initially suggested a song for reference, and at first I hated it. I kept listening to it though, and eventually grew to love the song. Matt came up with a track that is even better than the reference material, and it fit perfectly.
Wednesday's the only one I get to spend with you.
But today, you have the chance to see things differently.
Yes, really.
Even though it meant facing obstacles that seemed impossible at first, you thought outside the box.
What?
And you overcame them. Because you saw things from every angle, you understood them for what they really were.
English.
Because you kept moving forward, no matter
might
how
not be able
far
to.
off the path you were told you were headed, or how unexpected it became,
Might be able to
you
text, but I
found your
don't know
way.
what day that is. What? I'm sorry, I was complaining. I was complaining.
In a few minutes, you'll be back in the real world. And some part of you will say that none of this was real. So how could it have really meant anything? But just like the power of perspective itself, it will have been as real as you believed it to be. All you've got to do is wait up.
What? Okay, and then minus the weekend,
That's it.
right?
That's the game.
Yeah, and thanks for listening all the way through. If you did that,
Oh, it's Wednesday. Thank God. Let's go.
Thank you for exploring
Yes!
dreamy environments. I love you.
Models, textures, avocados, let's see, materials,
Your birthday's
rubber
Thursday.
duck, apples.
Yeah, you can.
I think that's all of the art.
And thanks for enjoying the music and sound.
And the writing.
And the code that holds everything
Well,
together.
force me. It already passed.
Are we going to talk about the
23rd.
design goal of this level?
Please, do.
The goal was to show you
know
who made
that,
the game.
Kai?
Thank you.
It's been how many days? Hold on, let me check. Let me check my profile. It has been 19 days since my birthday. 19! They didn't know about my birthday. I swear I told you, Kai.
Hello, 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 hello.
Warning, the average
What?
adult can only withstand 3 to 5 hellos per night.
Absolutely.
I don't know Princess's birthday. Or just got to tell her that you forgot. No, I don't. You just got to tell her that you forgot.
Hello, 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 hello.
Dr. Glenn Pierce, this is clearly intentional.
Why do I
Actually-
feel like everything is going wrong?
Noted, Dr. Pierce.
Hello, hello, hello.
Warning,
I texted
this is
them for
extremely
you.
rude.
I texted them for you. Meaning I texted them for you.
Hello, my name is.
What do you mean?
Insignificant.
What? I said nothing about the truck. What? No, I texted
Anyway,
her for
My
you.
name is Dr. Glenn Pierce, and I'd like to thank you
This is respectful.
because you saw things from every angle. You found your way. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Were you so
You're
stuck on the
now
truck
headed
that
in the
you
right
didn't understand me?
All you've got to do is wait up.
In other words, yes. Yes, you were. Ouch. Yeah, it's from Superliminal. No. Also, I did not get my achievement. What the fudge? I don't think I got my achievement. I'm flipping you off right now. flipping you off right now. Oh, I got the achievement! I got the achievement! Let's go! Yes. Biggest fan. Biggest fan. Alright. That is all for today's stream, and I will catch you on the flip side. Goodbye!